everybody, this is Jordan, aka Mary Helsing, and I know it's been a long time since I've made a video, and to celebrate the fact that Game of Thrones Season 6 is coming back, I'm gonna take some time out of my daily lives to sit down and answer a few questions based on a certain theme, and today's theme is Game of Thrones, and I'm gonna answer as honestly and real as possible, and I'll let you guys know what I think about the series. So, let's get started. Yay! Question 1. How did you discover the series? Basically what happened is that I wasn't aware that this series called Game of Thrones existed, and I didn't know that even the book series or this TV series existed. And I heard a lot of people on the internet just talk about this TV series with very hushed whispers or even really excited voices, and they're all talking about it. And I've always been curious to know what this show is about, and I've always been a fan of medieval fantasy. So basically, one winter's eve on 2013, in order to catch up, I decided to watch the show. And as soon as I started watching it, I became really hooked, and I started binge watching this series, because what really made the series really interesting in my eyes is that it wasn't all fun and games, and it wasn't all fake or just like happy-go-lucky and cheerful and like everything is all fun and goofy. Like, there was none of that. I mean, it was really serious. They kept it very dark and grim, and they almost kind of made it closer to what happens in the medieval times in real life. Like, apart from the violence and the sex and all the gore, I mean, they really had a really good story with really smart writing and great acting, and that was the reason why I really got into the series, and I'm actually glad I got into it. Question 2. Who is your favorite house apart from the Starks and Lannisters? Personally, my favorite house apart from the Starks and the Lannisters is actually the Targaryens. Now, I know a lot of people talk about the Targaryens like, oh, it's all about Daenerys and her father, the Mad King, but the reason why I really love the Targaryens so much, it's not just because that Daenerys Targaryen has the 3 dragons and all that kind of stuff. What really fascinated me about the Targaryens is that not only are they dragon riders and dragon tamers, and the fact that their ancestors, Aegon Targaryen and his sisters, conquered King's Landing and were the inventors of the Iron Throne. What also kind of fascinated me about the Targaryens is that they came from Valyria, and they were known to be really good weapon makers and really talented blacksmiths. And if you're aware of all the weapons that were made out of Valyrian steel, a lot of the Valyrian steel is actually equipped with dragon glass, which is said to kill White Walkers, aka ice zombies. So in a way, a weapon like this would be equipped with dragon glass, which is actually pretty awesome, you know what I mean? Question 3. Who is your favorite character from the House of Stark? My favorite character from House Stark happens to be Catelyn Stark, and she happens to be the mother of all of the Stark children, like Sansa and Arya and Jon Snow and Robb. And what I really love about Catelyn is that she is a very tough and courageous, and she is very protective of her children, and also she is very intelligent to know when a situation is about to go down. And I really just love how she is such a great mother to all of her children, unlike Cersei, who is just a terrible mother, thanks to Joffrey. Talking about her really makes me miss her, and I really miss the fact that she is definitely one of the most badass moms in all of television. Question 4. Who is your favorite character from the House of Lannister? For me, it's Tyrion Lannister, hands down. The reason I love Tyrion Lannister with all my heart is because he is basically the conscience of the whole story, and I really like that he is like so intelligent and he doesn't care what anybody else thinks. And even despite the fact that he is seen as an embarrassment by his own family, despite the fact that he is a dwarf, he doesn't give two shits about it, and he still manages to work hard and hold his head up high. And another thing that is really amazing about the character Tyrion is that not only is he intelligent and very confident in how he feels and in what he does, he's also very empathetic to all of the people who are misfortunate like him. Like, he really relates to the whores and the cripples and all of the misfits of society, and he relates to them because he himself is one of them and he cares about them. And that's why I like Tyrion so much with all my heart. Question 5. Who is your least favorite character? Now, I know many Game of Thrones fans really despise Joffrey, but for me, it's Ramsay Bolton. Oh, it's just that name rolls off your tongue in disgust. For those of you who don't know, Ramsay Bolton is the son of Roose Bolton, who assassinated the Stark family in season 3. But honest to God, his son is worse than Roose Bolton. And the reason why I really despise him with so much contempt is that the minute he walked in, it was like there was something really twisted and psychotic and truly evil about him. And just the way that he tortures people into getting what he wants. And I mean, the shit that he did with Theon, but also with Sansa and all of that horrible things, it was almost like if Joffrey had not been killed and grew up to be a psycho. And I am just praying that I hope he gets killed. It's like, you scare me. You are scary. Ugh. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. I just really had to get that out of my system because, ugh. Question 6. If you could be one of the characters, who would you be and why? To me, I'm kind of very much like Marjorie Tyrell, and not only is she like a very flirty character, but the reason why I like her and I kind of feel very much like her is because she's very smart, she's very witty, and she's very compassionate to people in need, and she cares about a lot of people, and she's always looking to make new friends, and she's aware that her brother is gay, but she doesn't make a big deal out of it. It's like she's all for gay people, and also she has a really awesome kick-ass grandma, if you know what I mean. Like Olenna Tyrell and Marjorie, what made them so awesome and why I can relate to them so much is that they both carry bucket loads of sass. You know what I mean? Sass master! Question 7. What are your thoughts about the series? Now, I've been a fan with the series for quite a while, for some time, and ever since I've gotten into it since 2013, I've really started to get into it for so long, and I really started to connect with the characters. And even if I didn't read the books, I still like it as a adaptation apart from the books. And even if I didn't read them, I still read like this really good book called The World of Ice and Fire, and it's kind of like the entire history of Westeros, and I started reading it for a while sometime, and I really like it, and it helps me catch up with what's going on in the series. And another reason what I like about the series is that not only do I really connect with the characters and listen and see what is going on in the story, another reason that I find really fascinating about the show is that the entire show really mirrors what happens in human history even before the medieval times. Like if you watch closely, like what happened in season 5, it was almost kind of like the rise of monotheistic religion and the end of pagan religion during like the late Middle Ages to the Renaissance, and also like the different places like King's Landing or Winterfell or all of these different places. Like King's Landing could be like ancient Greece and Rome, and Winterfell could be like Scotland mixed with the Norse religions and cultures. And even in places like Marine or Karth or any of the places in Assos really mirror to what happens in ancient Egypt. They almost kind of mirror all these different ancient places. And it's really smart, and they do that really well. And like, the more you notice these references to human history, the more you get a really good kick out of that. So in a way, it's almost kind of like fictionalized history for me. Question 8. What is your favorite episode or season? You know, honestly, I really don't have a favorite season because my favorites are actually the entire seasons, because when you watch all the seasons, it's the entire story combined together. And even if I'm a fan of the series, back then I used to be really excited about, oh my god, new episode. Nowadays, it's all like, I'm just starting to like this really interesting character and he's dead. But however, my favorite episode out of the entire series has to be the scene in season 4 when like Tyrion just calls out on everyone's bullshit during his fake trial. And that monologue is just so powerful and spot on. And I was just all like, yes, go Tyrion. I mean, I am so glad that Peter Dinklage won that Emmy for that. Peter Dinklage is proof that you can act no matter what you look like. Question 9. Who is your favorite Game of Thrones crush? I know this is gonna sound a little weird, but I kind of think Peter Dinklage is actually pretty cute, to be honest, because, I mean, when he does, like, the English accent, I kind of, like, get really weak in the knees, and I'm all like, oh my god, you sound so damn sexy. And also, he's actually from New Jersey, and I'm from New Jersey, and I'm so excited! I mean, if I ever met him, I just want to pick him up and just hug him like a teddy bear, and I'm like, I love you! Yeah, all in all, I really think Peter Dinklage is hot, with or without the English accent. And finally, question 10, what are you most looking forward to in the upcoming season? Now, I know that a lot of Game of Thrones fans are really focused on, is Jon Snow coming back? Oh my god, what's gonna happen in the next season? Now, I'm with you on that, and I really hope that Jon Snow comes back and all that kind of jazz. But personally, here's what I think is gonna happen in the next season. So, these might be possible spoilers just to be considerate. What I think is gonna happen in the next season is I would like to see how Tyrion handles taking care of Meereen while Daenerys is away. I would love to see Cersei try to like get at least a character redemption after the shit that just happened to her in season 5, which was really horrible. And yes, I would love to see if the flashbacks and the theory that Jon Snow's parents, Rhaegar and Lyanna, are actually true. And even if I don't see it, I would love to see a prequel movie that leads up to the events of Game of Thrones and features Lyanna and Rhaegar's love, because I would love to ship them both. I would also like to see where are the Stark children going to go from here now that they're in the worst situations as possible. And I would love to see if King's Landing starts to grow into more of like a Renaissance period. Like now that High Crow has gotten into control, I would like to see what happens to King's Landing now that they're going to go through a different period, which is almost kind of going to mirror what happened in the Renaissance period, because the Renaissance really started with the Christian religion and it abandoned all of the medieval times. And I would love to see that happen. That would be so cool. So, that's all I have for my questions about Game of Thrones today, and I really hope you enjoyed what I have to say about Game of Thrones, and I really love the series, and I really can't wait to see what happens in season 6 next month. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more content. And to anybody who is a Game of Thrones fan, feel free to leave a comment below about what do you think is going to happen in season 6. So anyways, that's all I have for today, and I'll come back later for more content in the future. Until then, I'll see you later.